I believe, nope, nope, I don't think I'm live yet, but who knows, I may be. Facebook is thinking. We'll let it think. All right, now Facebook has told me that I'm live, so we'll see. Hi, everybody. Dialect Coach Chris Lang here today. It is Technique Tuesday, and that means that we get to talk accents. So I am here, number one, first and foremost, to answer your questions about accents. I want to make sure you get the support that you need to be successful in this business. So please, if you have any questions at any time, pop them down into the comments section below, and I will make sure to look at them and answer your question either in the flow, or I'll just take a pause and we'll check it out, or at the very end. The biggest thing that I am here outside of your questions to speak to today in this moment is three things that you need to know to win for when the industry gets back to work. And as many of you have probably seen throughout Facebook and in the news, all sorts of places, the industry is constantly striving to find a way to get back to work here. And there's lots of cool things going on in terms of, how do we stay safe on set? How do we, deal with all this sort of stuff? And for you, the professional actor, or the actor who's working to become a professional working actor, there's a few things that you need to know in terms of how to be the most successful for when all this gets back. And there's no telling what those dates are going to be, but I can tell you right now, there are auditions happening, things that castings and things of that nature. I'm getting wind of them. People are coming to me to help prepare, things of that nature. So I want to make sure that you guys out there have an edge. You guys have the ability to be successful and to know what to do when stuff gets back. So that is the biggest thing that I am here to talk to you about today. So three things you need to know to win. We'll start off, and I'm just going to say all three, and then we'll sort of talk about them in order. And then, of course, as I said, I'll take your questions as you have them about accents. Anything accent related, accent training, accent workshops, private one-on-one sessions for accents, anything that you want to know for your accent acting career. So thing number one that you need to know to win when the industry gets back is that they aren't waiting around. They're not waiting around. Thing number two, there's going to be a lot of projects that kind of probably are happening all at the same time. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities. So nobody's waiting around, a lot of opportunities. And number three, you need to be ready to take advantage of those opportunities. You have to be ready to take advantage of these opportunities. So people aren't waiting around. Let's talk about that. Why won't people wait around? Well, the industry's been on hold for months. It's been on hold for months. Production schedules, money invested, things like that. All of these things are sort of taken into account when we want to get back to work, and they're not going to wait around. When they will actually want to hit the ground running so that they can have productions up and running and finished as soon as possible, so they can be released, so they can make their money on these things. That makes perfect sense why this would be. So they're not going to wait around. Neither should you. So you can't wait around, in fact, and expect to be successful. What this means from my perspective is that you need to invest in your training. It is really, really important for you to invest in your accent training in particular. More accents we have, the more casting opportunities are open to you. And this leads us to the next thing. So there's going to be a lot of stuff happening all crammed into one little area. All right. There's going to be kind of a time area, I should say. Lots of projects that have been postponed are going to start up, and everything that was scheduled, that's going to then start up as well. So one of the things that we want to do is know that there's going to be a lot of projects peppered throughout, and they're going to be all happening. Lots of casting calls and casting going to be offered the instant things are allowed to get back to normal-ish. And this won't be normal. This will be more than normal. This will be extraness happening. So this means that you need to be prepared to take advantage of those opportunities. And that means, again, you need training to be able to submit yourself to as many of these different kinds of things as possible. As many different kinds of projects as possible. The third thing, again, is you've got to be able to take advantage of these opportunities. So how do you take advantage of an opportunity? You see it, you notice it, you go, what do I need to do to win there? And you go for it. So if it has been your dream for whatever reason to be able to play in period pieces, or if it's been your dream to be able to do, I want to do sci-fi, I want to do a cool war movie, I want to be in rom-coms, I want to do this kind of work or that kind of work, you need to know what it is that's going to get you into that work. What do you have to look like, do, say, think, your materials, your package, and your talent? What do you have to prime yourself to be able to do to be able to work in those areas? So I would say, yeah, got to spend some time thinking about this. Today is the day. Right now, you are watching this, watching me live. And if you're not watching me live, you're still watching this. Today is the day. Do not, do not, do not sit around thinking, I'm going to wait around for this stuff to happen. You've got to take advantage of these opportunities. Right now, you will never have another opportunity like this in your career. The industry's shut down right now. There is no pressure for casting or submissions or anything right now, really. You have time. Now is the time. Now, today, this moment. I don't mean to scare you here, but I want to say this with love. Get excited. You are an artist. You have something to say in this world. You have a voice that deserves to be heard and a mark that needs to be made on this business. That's what you have. Today is the day to start making that mark. Do not wait around for these things to happen to you. You are an artist. Go grab it. Grab the opportunity. So today is the day you need to say, I today am going to choose to invest in my career to move this forward. I'm today going to choose to invest in myself to move my technique and my skill forward. I'm going to invest in my art. I'm going to invest in the voice that I possess so that when I have something to say, I can make my mark on the world. There is a lens through which you see the world, my friends, that no other artist in this world possesses. You do. What is that lens? What do you see? What do you get? What do you get that no one else gets? That's the thing. Today is the day, my friends, to invest in that thing. I want to invite you to do that. This should get you excited. There is possibility and opportunity here. It's going to be work. It's going to take work, but I want you to do that work. You can absolutely do it. There's skills to learn, techniques to learn, and things of that nature. Those are the biggest things that I want you to be aware of in terms of what's going to move forward here. Today's Facebook Live, by the way, is going to be a nice short one. But mostly it's going to be short because I think that I want to let this message sit with you. I don't need to drone on for a long time about this. I don't need to talk for a long time about this. Today is the day for you to take advantage of your opportunities in this COVID shutdown. When everything's going on like this, today is the day for this to happen. Do not wait around for the industry to hand you work. Do not wait around for a teacher to hand you knowledge. Go get it. Go get it. It's up to you. No professional actor's career was ever built on tips and tricks. None of them. So yours won't be either. Yours needs to be built on dedication, grabbing opportunity, drive, passion, all of those things. Today is the day. Go for it, my friends. Any questions about accents while I'm talking about this? I'm an accent coach. I teach acting with accents. All right. If you want to be an accent actor, this is where we start. All right. If you want to be an accent actor, and in fact, if you want to take advantage of those opportunities once the business opens and more of them, I recommend accents as a great way to do that. Let me talk about accent typing for a second. You may be sitting there going, what accent do I need? How do I know how to take advantage of these opportunities and so on and so forth? How do I know these things? All right. Know your brand, know your types. Because those two things are going to determine the kinds of accents you're most likely to be cast using. So I want you, just as an exercise here, let's do this. Grab a pen. Grab a piece of paper. I've got my little note cards here. Do this exercise with me. I'll give you 10 seconds to grab your pen and paper before we dive right in. Gonna hydrate. Stay hydrated, my friends, while we do this exercise. Delicious, nourishing water. All right. Pen and paper in hand, my friends. All right. I want you to write down some things. All right. And If you don't know the answer to these questions, or if it's a little bit muddly for you, all right, there's always room to move forward here. So question number one I have for you is this. Write down your answer to this. Who right now in this business is playing my roles? Film, TV, anywhere like that. Right? Write the question down. You don't need an answer for it ASAP. All right? Who in this business is playing my roles? All right? If they weren't here, you would be cast in those roles. Who is playing your roles right now? In film, TV, anywhere. Write this question down. Give it some thought. Number two, what kinds of roles do I look like I should be playing? Somebody sees me and they say, you should be playing the, people usually see me when I act and they say, oh, you're usually the cop. Like I play a lot of cops. I also play a lot of bullies because I've got a big blocky head. That's what we look like. Not really a bully in real life. I love people. I'm very kind. I'm very gentle, but that's what I look like. That's my type. So first off, the first question we've got is, who's playing your roles right now? Second one is, what are the roles that I look like I should be playing? What are the roles that I look perfect for? All right. And the third question is, what are the roles, all right, or the roles and kinds of stories, I should say, maybe talk about it this way. What are the kinds of stories that are being told right now that you are interested in being a part of? So if it's like, again, I mentioned period pieces, war dramas, romances, psychological thrillers, horror, whatever these things are, any of those, what are the kinds of stories that are being told right now that you want to be a part of? All right, that's the next question. And then the final question here is, in those stories, where do you fit? Because I want you to look at all of these things and look at, okay, so who's playing my roles? Find that out. What accents are they using today? What accents are these actors using? Because you want to put those on your list. Number two. You see, I've forgotten the question as I've been talking about it. What roles do I look like I should be playing? All right. Based on that list of roles that you look like you should be playing, all right, whatever list you come up with, watch a bunch of TV and movies. What accents are being used for those roles? Check that out. What accents are being used for those roles? Then, all right, then we need to move into this other idea, what stories are being told right now. All right. And in those stories, where do I fit in? Again, this is kind of what roles should I be playing in those things. All right. Then look at those stories and what accents are they using for those stories. Put those accents on your list. All right. So you've got the questions. I want you to take some time today. It should take you maybe 10, 15 minutes just to sit down, maybe give this some thought, write out some answers. No pressure to get this right. You're just trying to get information out here. So pour yourself a glass of wine or a beer or something like this. And I think that you should feel free to be curious. You don't need to have an answer today, but be curious about this stuff. This is really what I want you to do. Be curious about these answers, all right? Come up with some stuff, and then based on that, now you can add a plan of action to all of this. So start there, because then you'll have a list of accents that I think you will want to work on. You have a list of stuff that you say, okay, now to move my career forward so I could be considered in these kinds of roles, in these kinds of stories, in these kinds of ways, and that would give me joy, frankly, give me a real sense of joy to want to go and be a part of that process. And now you say, how do I accomplish that? All right. So you start with the thing that you want to do, and then you say, how do I accomplish that? And then, my friends, I would invite you to come to me. All right. I am an accent coach. It's what I do. Again, dialect coach Chris Lang is how I always introduce myself, because I'm a dialect coach. And I want to make sure you guys as actors get the best support possible in this industry to be successful. So you come to me and we can literally have a conversation about what's it going to take for us to get those accents, and how do we get from there into my success as an accent actor. That's a conversation that you definitely want to have. Some things to think about in that process. I want you guys to think about How do I start learning accents? Where do I go? How do I find an accent coach? I've talked about a lot of this information before on my Facebook Lives, but it certainly bears repeating. I am happy to talk about it all the time because I want you guys to have access to the best kind of knowledge for how to be successful in your career. So start by finding a good accent coach to talk to. You can come to me. All right. I don't take for granted that I'm the perfect coach for everybody. I'm not always going to click with you. You're not always going to click with me. But in those cases, believe me, I'm passionate about making sure you do get the actual accent coach that's going to be the best fit for you. I'm passionate about that. So I'm happy to refer you to Pamela Vanderway at dialectcoaches.com because she's passionate about making sure you get the right coach for you as well. And my other colleagues as well. I want to make sure you get put in with the right person who's going to help you do the best work over time. And then once you start training with them, you're going to have some options. With me, you get one-on-one sessions for sure. That's the most efficient way to train in accents. Absolutely, the most efficient way is to work one-on-one with your accent coach. But I also have accent workshops that you can take. These are designed to be a little more budget-friendly, to be perfectly frank. But you're still going to get the same knowledge, just in a different kind of venue. And I love workshops for myself. I love seeing other students around me learning the things I'm learning and seeing through their eyes, their challenges and successes, and putting them into my own experience. That's one of the great things we get about workshops that I really love. So definitely, for me, I've got accent skills workshops that you can take because accent skills, I'll tell you this, you've got to learn accent skills. You can't learn accents without accent skills. It's just, you won't be satisfied with the process, and it will take you 10 times longer if you try. For instance, you can't play tennis without learning the technique of tennis. Ground strokes, volleys, overhand, everything, all that sort of stuff. You've got to learn that so you could play tennis. You have to learn this information, accent skills, so you can do accents. So that then you can be a successful accent actor. Just like any technique you're ever going to learn, you've got to learn the technique and the skills so that you can actually do the thing. And I want you to be able to do the thing, and I think you want you to be able to do the thing. So we should all be able to do the thing, which means we need to invest in some skills. All right. So I'm not really seeing any questions, but in any case, if you're watching this not live, put some questions and I'll circle back and definitely look in the comments. I think Pamela Vanderway has said, I love when Pamela shows up. She's a powerhouse in this business. Absolutely a powerhouse as far as accent coaching and finding the right accent coach and mover and shaker in this business. And she says, in response to, I believe when I was talking about, your desires got to come from you. You can't wait around for this business to give you work. She says, yes, it's got to come from you. Getting great teachers is an absolute must, but the driving force of your training is you. Your commitment, your daily actions, your follow through, and what those highly qualified teachers are teaching you that add up to the mastery you need to be the kind of actor you can be. I love how she's put this. I get excited, guys. I'm a teacher, and I get excited about this stuff. Hearing that, it just really inspires me. So I want to hopefully inspire you in that same direction. Take advantage of this opportunity, my friends. Now is the time. All right. Let me invite you right now. I have 2 accent skills workshops right now that are beginning. One begins on Thursday this week. The other begins next Tuesday. All right. Got one beginning on the 7th, another one on the 9th. No, 2nd, another one on the 7th. You know what? All the schedules in my brain are going a little fakakta right now. So let me actually tell you what's going on by looking at my calendar here. So I have one that's starting here on Thursday the 2nd. All right. 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. Come join this workshop. Use the coupon code social distance, all one word, all caps, and you can join this workshop for $275 instead of the regular $349. Come join me. Take advantage of this opportunity, my friends. I want to help you. All right. So come and join my workshop. That first one is starting on Thursday. All right. I only have 3 spots left in it. So please join if you really want to join. I want to have you. I'm going to make sure you get taken care of. The other one that I have starts next Tuesday. That's in the morning. It'll be 9:30 a.m. Pacific. So if you're not, if you've got a job that starts later on, schedules don't work, that wouldn't be good for you. Or if you're in a different time zone, Eastern time, or even in Europe, somewhere overseas that way, this would be a great opportunity for you. I only have a couple of spots left for that one too. So please do join me. I want to make sure that you get the accent training you need when it's best to have it, because the time to train for accents is before you need them in your auditions. I guarantee you will be happier and more calm and more prepared if you can, take care of the accent stuff before you actually need them in the auditions. All right. Carly Fowler Witten has joined and has a question. Carly, thank you for joining. So happy to see you here. She says, what is the most common accent used in movies? I'm in the UK and currently needing a standard American accent. Great. What is the most common accent? This is a good question, but it's an impossible one to answer, quite frankly, because there is no such thing as a common accent in movies. What we want to look at, instead of what are the most asked for accents generally, we want to look at what are you most likely to be cast using accent-wise. And that's where we want to put our focus. Certainly, Carly, I would say that if you're looking to come to the US and work in film and television here and play things that are not just British roles with your own preferred accent, yeah, then we of course need the standard American or general American accent. Lots of ways that we describe that. General American accent, for those of you who don't know, is an accent that lets us know, great, you're from America, but it's real generalized. It doesn't have any real distinguishing regional, local, or demographic features to tell us you're from a specific place or that you belong to a specific demographic group. That's how I'll describe a general American accent. So Carly, if you are currently needing a general American accent, join my accent skills workshop on either this Thursday this week, or next Tuesday. Both of them start right now. I'd say join maybe the Tuesday next week workshop, just because of your time zone. It'll be in the early afternoon or late afternoon / early evening for you. That's probably a good time for you if you're in the UK. And let's get to work on getting that general American accent down. All right. These are skills. They can be learned. They just take time. They just take time. It takes time to learn accents, and we should give ourselves the time and the permission to take ourselves through a process, to be in process in this. So Carly, one of the things that I can help you do if you want to schedule a private session with me is we can also talk through what are the most common accents, what are the accents that you are most likely to use. But I would say right now, let's focus on learning some skills. Let's focus on learning some accent skills and our first accent. And from there, we can only build. Because in that process, we're going to discover a lot of cool stuff about what's next accent-wise, where I should go next and next and next and next beyond that. I invite you. Go to my website, dialectcoachchrislang.com. I'm actually going to put this in the comments right now. And I did spell it right, I think. And yeah, there it is. Popped right up. So go to my website, go to the booking bar, go down into the workshop areas, and sign up for the Beginning Accent Skills Workshop. I invite you to come and join me. Really is a lot of fun. These are great workshops to teach and a lot of fun. I mean, I have a great time teaching them. I can't speak to actually having taken them, but I suspect they're a lot of fun. If I have fun teaching them, I think they're probably fun to take. But it's lots of useful information, and we're going to focus on whatever accent you're currently interested in working on. Each actor may come with a little bit different sort of focus towards an accent, but that's fine, because these skills apply to every accent you'll ever want to learn. So any other questions that we have, like I said, go ahead and pop them down. Let me see if there's anything else that I can see here. So nothing currently, but if you do have something, like I said, pop it in right now and we'll be good to go. If not, then as you're watching this not live, I invite you to put some questions in there. So long story short, you guys, I kind of went on a little bit of a tangent, I think, today, but one that it's been kind of just, putting a more sentimental. It's been on my heart. It's been cooking inside me. I've been thinking about this a lot. We want to take advantage of the opportunities while they're here for us. And if we wait around for them to happen or happen to us, they never happen. And that is the saddest thing for me, to see unrealized potential in an actor who is an artist's heart and has something to say. I want you guys to feel like you can go for it. I want you to feel like you can take a risk and that you can leap fearlessly into the unknown and go, here I go, wee! I hope there's a net. There is, I promise. The net will always be there to catch you. And this is people like me, your teachers, your instructors, your people on your team, your agents, your managers. We're all here to catch you. We want you to be fearless in your art, which means you need to be aggressive in your training and active and always saying, oh, what can I do today to move myself forward? I want you guys to think of yourselves like professional athletes. I love this metaphor, professional athletes. You've got to stay in shape. You've got to be game ready. You've got to be ready to go when that whistle blows, which means you've got to stay in the gym. You've got to eat right, do all the things you need to do. You've got to stay in training. You've got to hone your skills so that you can be at the highest level. The difference in gold medal winning athletes is usually a couple of hundredths of a second. It's that little distinction, and that applies to this business too. The difference between gold medal winning acting and being cast is usually a couple hundredths of a second. So what's your competitive edge? What's your competitive edge? Yeah. I think you know what it is. And here you've got a thing you know that nobody else does, your artist's thing, yeah, that thing you get. I want you to focus on that today. Go back through this exercise that I gave you about how to find, who's playing my roles, what are the stories I should be in, what accents are being used. Create that list and say, okay, now I have my stuff. What do I do? Now you come to me. All right, my friends. That's it for today. I'm going to call it. That's about 26 or 27 minutes of me yakking along. But like I said, any questions you have, post them down below. And certainly come join me in a workshop. I want to make sure you guys get some training while the getting's good, while we still have time to make sure this is happening so we can be successful when this business gets back. All right, my friends, that's all for me today. Reach out to me anytime. I'm here to help. DialectCoachChrisLang.com. Leave your information there with my very friendly chatbot, and we'll schedule time to talk. All right. Hades Hecht says, thank you. You're welcome, Hades. Thank you for coming. Really a pleasure to be here on TMFA. Big shout out to Wendy, by the way. If you want to talk to somebody who's going to help you ignite the fire inside you as well, Wendy is second to none. There is nobody better, I think, than Wendy at jazzing us up and creating a plan of action that you can inspire yourself and be empowered to go after. I'm really a proponent of this. One of the reasons why I love being here to talk to all you actors who've come here for this forum that Wendy created. Really passionate about this same thing as well. So I invite you to come visit my website, join a workshop, and then I will see you out there on the internet and in the comments and everything like that. So Hades, you're welcome. Carly, you're very, very welcome. I'll see you guys in the comments. Bye, everybody.